Hello, and this presentation looks at moving on to university. We know that transitioning from college to university and from university to work can feel overwhelming. So we thought it would be helpful to provide two presentations to help with this. The expectations to be independent at each stage impact on most students and graduates, but for some there will be additional disability-related barriers to consider and plan for, which we hope to cover in the following slides. Where we've recommended specific sites, then you'll find links on the resources slide at the end of this presentation. Before we go on though, I thought I'd tell you a little bit about AbilityNet, who we are and what we do. So we're a technology charity whose vision is a digital world accessible to all. We work towards this vision via a number of activities: accessibility testing and training, workplace consultancy and assessments, education consultancy and DSA assessments, free services of IT and accessibility help at home and online, resources, blogs, events and webinars.
So what is the Disabled Students Allowance? So Disabled Students Allowance, or DSA, is a government grant. It's not means tested and you don't have to pay it back. Anything that's recommended for you is yours to keep forever. You can apply for Disabled Students Allowances to cover some of the extra costs you have because of a mental health condition, a long-term illness, or any other disability. The allowances will be tailored to your needs and take into account what the university already provides. Your university can also provide a range of support, so make contact with your Student Services Department to learn more. To find out if you're eligible for extra support at university due to a health condition or impairment, you can use our free HE support checker. The link to this is at the end of the presentation. So you might be wondering where you'll live and who you'll live with. So your first year at university often means sourcing student accommodation. Most universities have their own halls of residence, but you don't have to choose that. You might want to live at home or in private accommodation. Teresa, is there a way of finding accommodation?
Yes, UCAS have an accommodation search, and it's worth using this to help you make the right choice. And again, the resource link is at the end of this presentation. You could also look on your course provider's website, and they'll very likely have pictures to help you decide on the type of room you'd like. Some even offer a virtual tour. It may also be possible to reserve a room online too. If you decide on private accommodation, remember to check how far you'll be travelling from university to your accommodation and whether there is public transport nearby. So check for reviews as well, just to see what other students have said about particular places, because nobody wants to live in a dive, do they? You'll need to check what bills need to be paid too. Often halls of residence include electricity and water bills. You'll need to pay for insurance and a TV licence. Private accommodation will be different, so be mindful of this. And then don't forget to bring along your essentials too. Things like bedding, kitchen items like plates, bowls, knives and forks. Students often share, but you don't want to be eating off your lap, do you? If you make a deposit, look after it. It'll pay your next accommodation deposit in year 2 and 3. Beck, is there anything about DSA here on accommodation?
Yeah, so if you need specialist accommodation, for example, with ensuite facilities because of your disability, and you're living in privately rented accommodation, then DSA may be able to cover the additional costs. However, if the accommodation is managed by your college or university, then you'll need to speak to the university disability team about whether there are any adjustments that they can make regarding this. Then the UCAS accommodation search that Teresa mentioned earlier has got options on it to filter accommodation by accessibility options, so either by wheelchair access or lift access or both. And our student top tip would be that if you're worried about who you'll be living with in halls, then it's useful to join group chats before you start where these are available.
Okay, so what about budgeting? Things like rent, groceries, social life, bills, transport. These are things that you've probably never thought of before. You'll need to learn to budget and work out where you can save. So rail cards, student discounts and buying with friends will help your pennies go a little bit further. UCAS have a student budget planner that can be downloaded. Again, I've put the link at the end of the presentation for you. And also keep a check on your money with spreadsheets and regularly check into your accounts. You could be entitled to financial support, a scholarship or a bursary, and this may help towards tuition fees, books, equipment, childcare and travel. Take a look at your government funding body. They will automatically assess if eligible. There may also be other support from your university, so take a look on what's on offer there too. Beck, how about DSA?
Yeah, so DSA covers the additional costs that you incur in relation to studying and as a direct result of your impairment or long-term condition. You don't get the actual money given to you, but DSA support is available for some things, so things like printing and photocopying costs. This would cover the additional printing and photocopying costs that you incur as a direct result of your recommended support strategies. So, for example, if it's helpful for you to highlight or annotate on a paper copy of a document. But it doesn't, for example, cover the costs of printing documents such as dissertations or coursework for assessment, which all students would have to do regardless of disability. Our student top tip is that where you live will affect how much things cost. So you'll need to research your personal costs in your specific geographical area.
Okay, so what about travel? So consider your travel options. Walk-in is always the cheapest option. However, you'll need to also think about alternatives too. And where you can store your bike, perhaps. Is there a safe place? And is there an additional cost? If you are using buses, trams or trains, think about a student rail card. Or can you travel off-peak? Some areas offer student bus journeys to and from the university for free, and you could take advantage of night bus services for evenings out to get back to your accommodation. Is there anything about DSA travel allowance, Beck?
Yeah, so the DSA travel allowance can cover the extra costs of travelling between student accommodation and university as a result of your disability, and that includes study abroad or on placements. So if a student needs to travel to their university or college in their own car because of their disability, then the funding body can pay the difference between the cost of public transport and their mileage costs. Taxi funding might also be available for some students, but again, the student will pay the standard public transport cost towards this. And our student top tip is that you can feel lost on your first journeys to university or to other kind of study environments. So be prepared and do a trial run.
Ah, the social side of things. This is Freshers Week, and this is great to start university at Freshers, an opportunity to join clubs and meet new people with similar interests. Most universities will publish a schedule, so pack your bags with all the kit you want for these new adventures. Don't forget your fancy dress, there's also always a party to attend, but it's not obligatory. Obligatory, that's one word I can never say. So manage your costs with a Freshers Pass or wristband. Check out what's on offer at your university for these two. Have a look at the site for some key Freshers survival tips as well. And there's a great site called savethestudent.org. So do have a look at that one. Beck, is there any top tips here?
Yeah, make sure you do what you want to do. Don't feel like you've got to follow the crowd.
Okay, so you may be asking yourself, how can I study and remember all of this new information? Beck, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, so independent study will be a new experience, so be kind to yourself. Don't set unrealistic expectations, but do plan out your days. Plan your week out, identify when you study well and when you need to rest or take time out with friends. You might not have to do all the reading that's set, so try to prioritize. Always write down where you find information as well, because that will save you so much time. You don't want to be trying to find the reference the night before an essay is due in. And in terms of DSA support, you might be eligible for a specialist one-to-one study skills tutor or a specialist mentor, depending on your disability or long-term condition. Teresa, is there a student top tip?
Oh, I love a top tip. So yes, there's a really useful one here. Your college essay grades are different from your HE grades. So don't be disheartened if they come back a little lower than you've been used to.
So you might feel that studying, eating, and socializing are all going to cross over, and you feel a bit unsure about how you're going to manage. When talking to students, we found that a lot of people find time management stressful. So treat study like you would if you were at work, and plan out your time in a way that works for you. Your university might have an app that you can use, and they might have a portal for you to track where you are. Teresa, is there anything through the Disabled Students Allowance that could help?
Yes, so DSA can help to fund support with time management, and this might be through one-to-one mentoring or study skill support, or through easy to use tools and resources to help plan work, improve skills, and boost confidence. Our student top tip here is to set your days out as if you're at work and then add in activities at the end of your day and over weekends.
So being at university is really exciting, but creating the right balance in managing your well-being is so important in preventing you from getting stressed, overwhelmed, and unable to cope. We all go through periods of experiencing poor mental health, but for some it can be a feeling that is experienced for a long time and affects your ability to enjoy life and to live and study in the way you want to. Most universities promote good mental well-being on their websites. So if you think you need some help, then please just ask for that. You might be put in touch with peer support or a mentor or receive a specific diagnosis from your doctor, which might enable you to access other support. Teresa, how can DSAs help?
So where your condition is diagnosed and you need more help, then you may be able to access funding. You may be able to access funding for a specialist one-to-one mentor through DSA. Your mentor will help you keep on track with your slides and support you back from low moods so that your coursework doesn't feel so overwhelming. They will equip you with a range of strategies to see you through the duration of your course so that you can aim to meet your academic goals. And the student top tip here is to set yourself up early if you need wellbeing support and contact them in advance. Lots of universities have long waiting lists. So really we've pulled together all the resources to help you settle into university life. So please give yourself a bit of time and dig around to find out what might help. And we wish you well with the rest of your new adventures. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.